Imagine waking up one morning to discover that a tiny, affordable electric car from China has done what the world's biggest automakers couldn't. A single breakthrough has the potential to reshape the entire EV industry, leaving companies like Tesla, Toyota, Volkswagen, and Ford scrambling to keep up. It may sound impossible, but that's exactly what's happening. China, already the world's largest producer of electric vehicles, is pushing the boundaries of innovation once again with technology that could make many of today's EVs feel outdated far sooner than anyone expected. So, what makes this new engine so revolutionary? Why are governments, industry experts, and major car manufacturers paying such close attention? And could this be the breakthrough that changes the future of transportation forever? In today's video, we'll uncover the technology behind this game-changing innovation, explore why it's sending shockwaves across the global automotive industry, and reveal what it could mean for the future of electric vehicles. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. We bring you the biggest breakthroughs, latest EV news, and cutting-edge technology stories you won't want to miss. Now, let's get started. China has rapidly transformed itself into the undisputed leader of the global electric vehicle industry. Today, the country produces nearly 58% of all electric vehicles manufactured worldwide, making it the driving force behind the EV revolution. In 2023 alone, Chinese automakers exported more than 1.5 million electric vehicles to markets across the globe, while domestic sales surpassed an incredible 9 million passenger EVs. Most of these were fully electric models powered entirely by rechargeable batteries, while the remaining vehicles were plug-in hybrids that combine electric power with a traditional gasoline engine. Fully electric vehicles rely exclusively on battery power, whereas plug-in hybrids offer the flexibility of switching between electricity and fuel, giving drivers the best of both worlds. China's dominance extends far beyond passenger cars. The country has also become the world's largest producer of electric buses and commercial EVs. By 2019, nearly every electric bus operating worldwide had been built in China, and the country was already responsible for around 65% of global electric commercial vehicle production. That momentum has only continued, with almost 500,000 additional commercial EVs joining China's roads in 2023 alone. This remarkable success didn't happen overnight. Strong government support, generous incentives, and the rapid rise of homegrown manufacturers have helped China build the world's largest and fastest-growing EV market. The numbers tell the story. In 2023, plug-in electric vehicles represented nearly 37% of all new vehicle sales in China. Just 3 years earlier, that figure stood at only 6.3%. To understand how dramatic that change really is, imagine a dealership selling 100 cars. A few years ago, only 6 of those vehicles would have been electric. Today, nearly 40 are powered by electricity. That's an extraordinary transformation in an incredibly short period of time. A major reason behind this growth is the soaring popularity of battery electric vehicles, often called BEVs. These fully electric models now account for roughly 1/4 of the entire Chinese auto market. Their success reflects the country's growing commitment to cleaner transportation, supported by both government policies and consumers who are increasingly choosing environmentally friendly alternatives. Leading Chinese automakers such as BYD and SAIC Motor have played a huge role in this shift. They haven't just increased production, they've also made electric vehicles more affordable while continuously improving quality, design, and technology. Modern Chinese EVs now compete directly with traditional gasoline cars, not only on price, but also in comfort, styling, and overall driving experience. Behind this entire transformation lies one critical component: the battery. Often described as the heart of an electric vehicle, the battery can account for nearly one-third of the vehicle's total manufacturing cost. This is another area where China enjoys a massive competitive advantage. Battery manufacturers like CATL, BYD, and CALB produce a significant share of the world's lithium-ion batteries, supplying not only Chinese automakers but also many of the biggest global brands. These companies continue to develop new battery technologies that improve driving range, reduce charging times, and lower production costs, making electric vehicles increasingly affordable for everyday consumers. In fact, roughly 80% of all lithium-ion batteries produced worldwide are installed in electric vehicles, with Chinese manufacturers controlling much of that production. Their influence stretches far beyond China's borders. Whether it's an electric bus operating in Shanghai or an EV driving through California, there's a strong chance that its battery was manufactured by one of these Chinese battery giants. By controlling both vehicle production and battery manufacturing, China has secured one of the strongest positions in the global transition toward electric transportation. That leadership has paved the way for one of the country's most talked-about electric cars, the BYD Seagull. Imagine buying an electric vehicle for around $11,000 while getting build quality, technology, and driving performance that rivals cars costing 2 or even 3 times as much. That's exactly what BYD set out to achieve with the Seagull. Introduced last year, the Seagull quickly attracted worldwide attention for delivering a refined driving experience, solid craftsmanship, and modern features at an incredibly affordable price. BYD even offers a lower-range version priced below $10,000, making electric mobility accessible to millions of first-time buyers. At the moment, however, American drivers are unlikely to see the Seagull on local dealership lots. High import tariffs on Chinese-made vehicles would significantly increase its price if it entered the U.S. market, pushing its cost well beyond its original budget-friendly price tag. Even so, the Seagull has already become a symbol of China's growing strength in the EV industry, and a clear warning to established automakers around the world. The rise of affordable electric vehicles from China is beginning to reshape the global automotive industry in a way many experts compare to the Japanese automotive revolution of the 1970s. Back then, fuel-efficient Japanese cars transformed the market during the oil crisis. Today, Chinese EV manufacturers appear to be following a similar path. Only this time, the disruption is being driven by electric technology. At the center of this transformation is BYD, a company whose name stands for Build Your Dreams. For many traditional automakers, however, BYD may represent something very different, a serious competitive threat. Industry analysts warn that any manufacturer ignoring BYD's rapid growth could find itself struggling when Chinese electric vehicles eventually expand into new markets. The debate is no longer about whether BYD will become a major player internationally. Instead, the real question is how quickly its influence will spread. As concerns grow over manufacturing jobs, economic competition, and national security, policymakers in the United States are already preparing defensive measures. The Biden administration has proposed steep tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, with rates reaching as high as 100%, aiming to protect domestic automakers from an influx of lower-cost competitors. Yet despite these barriers, Chinese EV manufacturers continue to gain momentum at an astonishing pace. Many industry observers see striking similarities between today's Chinese EV boom and the rise of Japanese automakers decades ago. In the 1970s, vehicles like the Toyota Corolla entered global markets with affordable pricing, excellent efficiency, and strong reliability, forcing established manufacturers to rethink their strategies. Chinese companies such as BYD are now attempting to achieve something similar in the electric vehicle era by offering well-equipped EVs at prices many competitors simply cannot match. This growing threat has even drawn attention from some of the most influential figures in the industry. Elon Musk has previously suggested that without trade restrictions, Chinese EV manufacturers could become dominant global competitors because of their ability to deliver high-quality vehicles at significantly lower prices. Much like Asian technology companies transformed the electronics sector, Chinese automakers may be preparing to challenge the established order of the automotive world. What makes this situation especially difficult for traditional manufacturers is that electric vehicles outside China have largely remained premium products. Brands like Tesla, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, and several other automakers have focused primarily on higher-income customers, leaving many everyday consumers priced out of the EV market. Chinese manufacturers are taking a different approach. Rather than treating electric vehicles as luxury products, they are designing affordable models for mass-market buyers. This shift is occurring at exactly the same moment governments around the world are encouraging drivers to move away from gasoline-powered vehicles in an effort to reduce emissions and combat climate change. Think about how smartphones evolved. At one time, advanced mobile technology was available only to a small group of consumers willing to pay premium prices. As manufacturing costs fell, smartphones became accessible to nearly everyone, fundamentally changing the market. Chinese automakers are attempting to bring that same level of accessibility to electric vehicles. Industry consultant Bill Russo believes this difference is crucial. According to him, many Western markets effectively turned EVs into premium products, limiting widespread adoption. China, on the other hand, has focused on making electric vehicles affordable for ordinary consumers, creating a strategy that could prove highly successful as Chinese brands expand globally. Perhaps the clearest example of this challenge emerged when automotive research firm Carasoft Global conducted a detailed teardown of the BYD Seagull. The results reportedly caught the attention of manufacturers throughout the industry. Experts described the vehicle as a wake-up call for American automakers, demonstrating how far Chinese companies have progressed in designing low-cost electric vehicles without sacrificing practicality or performance. The Seagull showcases numerous examples of cost-efficient engineering. One simple but effective decision was the use of a single windshield wiper, reducing both manufacturing costs and vehicle weight. Engineers also focused heavily on minimizing overall mass, resulting in a vehicle that weighs hundreds of pounds less than many competing EVs. That lighter design allows the car to travel farther while using a smaller battery pack, improving efficiency and lowering production expenses at the same time. For consumers seeking affordable transportation, these advantages can make a significant difference. Innovations like these are forcing traditional automakers to reconsider how they design and build electric vehicles. Companies that once focused primarily on premium features are now facing pressure to develop affordable models capable of competing with China's rapidly advancing EV industry. A major reason behind BYD's success is its unique manufacturing strategy. Unlike many automakers that rely heavily on outside suppliers, BYD produces a large portion of its components in-house. From electric motors and electronic systems to interior components and battery technology, the company controls much of its own supply chain. This vertical integration helps reduce costs, improve efficiency, and minimize dependence on third-party manufacturers. Combined with its use of lithium iron phosphate battery technology, BYD has created a business model that allows it to build electric vehicles at prices many competitors struggle to match. And, as competition intensifies, this advantage could become one of the biggest factors shaping the future of the global EV market. One of BYD's biggest advantages comes from the way it builds its vehicles. Instead of relying heavily on outside suppliers, the company manufactures many of its own components, including electric motors, dashboards, and battery systems. It also uses lithium iron phosphate, or LFP, batteries. While these batteries offer slightly less driving range than traditional lithium-ion packs, they're significantly cheaper, safer, and more durable, helping BYD keep prices remarkably low. That strategy, combined with enormous production volumes, more than 3 million vehicles sold globally in a single year, gives BYD a major edge over many of its rivals. Think of it like a technology company that designs both its software and hardware in-house. By controlling nearly every step of the manufacturing process, costs stay down while quality remains high. Even though the Seagull is designed as a budget-friendly vehicle, it doesn't feel cheap. The compact hatchback offers seating for 4 passengers, features a practical 5-door layout, and measures just 3,780 millimeters in length. Despite its affordable price, the overall build quality feels surprisingly solid, proving that low cost doesn't necessarily mean low quality. Before the Seagull could officially enter the American market, however, it would need to meet stricter U.S. safety standards. Those additional requirements would likely increase its price. For now, steep import tariffs continue to keep the car out of American dealerships. That hasn't stopped BYD from expanding internationally. In Latin America, the Seagull is already available for roughly $21,000, while in Europe, the company is targeting premium buyers with models like the BYD Seal, which starts at around $50,000 in countries such as France. This demonstrates BYD's ability to compete in both budget and luxury segments at the same time. But affordable pricing is only part of the story. Chinese automakers are introducing an entirely new generation of electric vehicles designed to compete with the world's best. These new models are larger, more comfortable, and loaded with advanced technology that rivals many premium brands. In fact, more than 70 new battery electric models are expected to launch this year alone. Many of these vehicles feature taller body designs for a stronger road presence, larger wheels that improve handling and braking, and thicker, more supportive seats that enhance passenger comfort. At the same time, manufacturers are developing smaller, more energy-dense batteries capable of charging much faster, making everyday ownership even more convenient. These innovations aren't aimed only at Chinese buyers. They're part of a much bigger strategy to make Chinese electric vehicles attractive across global markets. China's investment in green technology has reached an extraordinary scale. Today, more than half of all new electric vehicles sold worldwide are built by Chinese manufacturers. As sales continue to rise, electric cars and plug-in hybrids are steadily replacing traditional gasoline-powered vehicles in many regions. Beyond batteries and vehicle design, China is also pushing aggressively into autonomous driving technology. The government has approved wider testing and deployment of advanced self-driving systems from companies such as Tesla, BYD, and NIO, reinforcing its ambition to become the global leader in intelligent transportation. While regulators in the United States have often taken a more cautious approach towards self-driving technology, China has embraced it as a way to improve road safety and reduce human error. As a result, automakers are transforming their vehicles into highly intelligent machines, packed with cameras, sensors, and powerful artificial intelligence, what some designers describe as robots on wheels. Battery technology continues to advance at an equally impressive pace. CATL, the world's largest EV battery manufacturer, recently introduced a battery capable of delivering approximately 370 miles of driving range after only a 10-minute charge. Breakthroughs like this could dramatically reduce charging times while making long-distance electric travel far more practical. These technological leaps also allow manufacturers to redesign vehicle interiors, creating larger cabins, more spacious rear seating, and a level of comfort that many modern buyers now expect. Not surprisingly, these developments are sending shockwaves throughout the global automotive industry. Although Tesla remains one of the strongest players in the EV market, even it is facing growing pressure from Chinese competitors expanding rapidly across Europe. Chinese-built electric vehicles now account for around 10% of Europe's EV market, prompting regulators to investigate whether government subsidies have given these manufacturers an unfair competitive advantage. The contrast was especially noticeable at the Beijing Auto Show, where Chinese brands attracted enormous attention with innovative products, while several traditional Western automakers struggled to generate the same excitement. Ford has already experienced the challenge firsthand. Production delays affected the launch of the Mustang Mach-E, while Chinese manufacturers continued expanding overseas with new electric models despite facing high import tariffs in some countries. As Chinese automakers accelerate innovation and increase their global presence, competition is becoming more intense than ever. American and European manufacturers must move quickly if they hope to remain competitive in the rapidly evolving electric vehicle market. Ford CEO Jim Farley has repeatedly acknowledged this reality after witnessing the rapid success of Chinese EV brands throughout Europe. With Chinese manufacturers now capturing a significant share of the market, Ford is working to develop more affordable electric vehicles capable of competing on both price and technology. Farley's warning, "Don't take anything for granted," reflects a growing realization across the industry. Legacy brands can no longer rely on their reputation alone. Success in the next generation of transportation will depend on innovation, efficiency, and affordability. But China's rise to EV dominance didn't happen overnight. The foundation for today's success was laid decades ago. Back in the 1990s and early 2000s, many Chinese cities were struggling with severe air pollution, thick smog-covered urban skylines, while the country's rapidly growing economy depended heavily on imported oil. Chinese leaders understood that this dependence created both environmental and economic challenges, making long-term change essential. To address these issues, the government began investing heavily in clean energy technologies, with electric vehicles becoming a central part of that vision. What started as a handful of government-funded research projects gradually evolved into one of the most ambitious industrial transformations in modern history. A major turning point came in 2001 with the launch of the 863 program, a national initiative focused on developing advanced technologies. One of its primary goals was to reduce pollution, strengthen energy security, and accelerate the development of electric vehicles. At the time, few could have predicted that these early investments would eventually turn China into the world's undisputed leader in the electric vehicle industry. China's rise in the electric vehicle industry didn't happen overnight. It was built through years of investment in battery technology, charging infrastructure, and continuous innovation. While challenges such as reduced government subsidies, expanding charging networks, and next-generation battery development still remain, China's momentum shows no signs of slowing. With companies like BYD, CATL, NIO, and others expanding into Europe, Latin America, and beyond, the global EV landscape is changing faster than ever. The question now isn't whether China will become a dominant force, it's how much of the future market it will control. Do you think Chinese EV brands will eventually overtake Tesla and other traditional automakers worldwide? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos on electric vehicles, technology, and global innovations. Thanks for watching, and click the next video on your screen to continue exploring the future of transportation with us.